Welcome to this podcast.
Dungeon. Oh.
Yes, it's our podcast dungeon. Yes, Com-
We
complete
got
with
really tired of calling it a man cave, so we started
yep,
calling it a
yeah, it's
podcast dungeon.
yep, complete with flickering torches and a cutout of Snape with uh Hawaiian flower rings on him. Uh,
I thought you were going to say a char cut out like an outline of a man charred on the wall.
that happened to look like Snape.
Yes, it happened to look like steak. So I was like, the hair wouldn't burn like that.
Uh, I am so
It's
excited.
so oily, it lasted long enough to really splatter against the wall.
Ugh, ugh.
So,
Oh my gosh. Well,
Jeff, what is this podcast to remind people
this is
after,
the Accidentally Made Content podcast where one of us, David or Jeff, or the spirit that inhabits both of us, comes up with a prompt that we then submit to the AI gods for sacrifice and transformation into something potentially beautiful, potentially eye-gougingly awful, and everything in
now,
between.
now, now, Jeff, I have something podcast related to add super
Mm,
duper quick on that one.
okay.
So I was talking to my wife, right? About uh AI like starting to just spit out absolute nonsense with the most recent models, right?
Hmm.
Like just getting more and more unhinged,
Yes.
that we've witnessed with these most recent stories, right? Just being like
Mhm.
weirder and weirder. Well, Jeff, co-host of this beautiful show, uh, she put it out that she's pretty certain it's because models are now being trained on AI slop. And so
Ah,
their outputs are becoming a Xerox of human output because they're also being trained on AI output that's supposed to look like it's human. So
recursion.
recursion. So I
Nice.
predict that these stories are going to become increasingly engoodened. Let's just put it that way.
And goodened. Nice.
Yep, very
Well,
engoodened.
then we are doing a service by coming up with original content then. Uh, although this might not classify as original content.
Hashtag fight against the dead internet theory.
Yep, yep, yep. The resistance. That's us.
The resistance. I don't want to call ourselves that, but okay.
Okay, you ready?
I'm ready, resistance leader.
Title pro title pro uh uh well, I already told you about the prompt a little bit, so I'm just gonna jump right in.
I think it'll be better for the viewers at home to have no idea what's about to
Yep.
happen.
Title. We got a title this time. It's already one potato automatically because we have a title. Um, Project Keegan, the emotional Fallout division. Deep
Egan.
beneath the Nevada desert, a secret government agency worked tirelessly to protect the world from one of the most absurdly dangerous threats known to man: emotional radiation. Not from war, disease, or AI, but from
Is,
anime.
is AI is AI attempting to write an ad right now?
Oh, oh, I'm sure it is. The agency was called, the acronym is terrible, ERCAND, I think, or ERCAND, Emotional Radiation Containment and Neutralization Division. And its mission was
What?
simple: manage the fallout from excessive drama and overacting in Japanese animation. Each gasp of "Nani?" Each tear-soaked confession under cherry blossoms sent out waves of raw emotional energy capable of warping human empathy receptors and distorting space-time. Dr. Veronica St. James effective lead effective bleh, physicist, there we go, and reluctant weeb addressed a team of grim operatives in the Situation Room. Behind her, a
Guys, I hate to admit it, but I'm like really into Nichiju. It's actually surprisingly good. Okay, anyways, on to the briefing.
behind her, a glowing chart displayed a new threat: Twilight Katana, Crimson Despair. This show triggered a Tier 7 angst spike, he said. Three dead parents, a cursed twin, and a love triangle with an android fox girl. We're seeing mass crying fits and people collapsing dramatically in public parks. An agent raised his hand.
Pushes up glasses.
Should we shut down the studio? Negative, said St. James. That risks fan retaliation. We contain. Deploy meme buffers, broadcast low emotional slice of life reruns, and leak emotional inhibitor fanfics.
She does like Nichiju. She just uses it as a weapon.
Field Agent Marquez suited up for his deployment to Anime Con West, the epicenter. Dressed as a background character, he blended in, locating the distributing.
The blues.
Sorry, booth.
This got oddly arrested development all of a sudden.
uh, Distributing limited Blu-rays with dangerously high catharsis outputs. Fans were openly weeping, hugging strangers, and declaring they were shattered forever.
Good vibes
Deploying
only.
Deploying mood dampeners, Marquez muttered, releasing a mist of serotonin stabilizers and looping clips from Azumanga Daioh. I'm just apologize to our listeners for my pronunciation. The
Don't worry,
mood
I think our one bot from Russia and our one bot in Israel won't be offended by this.
no. The mood lightened, crying subsided. Cosplayers stopped narrating their life stories aloud. Back at HQ, Dr. St. James exhaled as emotional waveforms stabilized. We're holding, she said, for now. But elsewhere in the division's archive wing, a sealed vault labeled A0 began to hum. Inside, a VHS copy of Fist of the Starry Sorrows, an unaired 1986 anime pilot rumored to contain unfiltered drama. No one had ever finished watching it. Test subjects either collapsed sobbing or began delivering florid internal monologues in daily life. Now the vault was open. A junior intern had mistaken it for a break room movie. By the time the division traced the emotional shockwaves to a suburb in Ohio, the neighborhood had transformed. Children awakened supernatural abilities based on unresolved trauma. Neighbors spoke in tragic metaphors.
Oh no!
A local Walmart had become the stage for spontaneous tournament arc.
What? I'm all for this.
Dr. St. James looked at the data and paled. This is a code lavender, she said, strapping on her field gear. We contain, or we cry. in, in a world of geopolitical crisis and cold logic, It was still the raw power of melodrama that could break reality, and only Erkend stood between civilization and permanent, emotionally overacted ending credit montage.
It's, this story is so bad. It's just, oh my god. It, it's so overly dramatic. And it's not even in a funny way. It's just trying to name drop all sorts of dumb ideas. Wow. At least it's got a title, Jeff. Like, wowzers. Oh man. I think that might be our worst yet, Jeff.
It's pretty fragmented. I think that abbreviating it from doing our the anime reduction surgery um really really amped it up.
You might just have to switch to just asking it to produce 500 words. I think
Yeah,
its summarization, capabilities are way worse now.
yeah, I
Like,
think so. I'll do a dramatic reading of the full version, um because I like doing those. But yeah, what are your thoughts,
wow.
my friend?
Oh man. Well, as far as potatoes go, because I'm working so much harder on respecting your time, Jeff.
Mm,
Uh I have to say two potatoes.
mm,
The is concept is good. I like your prompt.
mm,
It but it struggled so hard to try and make anything meaningful happen that it made too many things happen. It reminds me of that MST3K song concepts,
mm.
making fun of the time traveling desert movie with the robots and stuff. It has way too much going on. Um, it's so bad. I just I will have to say though, I like that it worked its way in there, that the way they were going to set off, they're going to stabilize this radiation, emotional radiation, was to visit an anime convention.
Mhm.
Was really funny and release Blu-rays as a form of dampening the emotions. That was
I
pretty great.
think it was he released clips of slice of life anime and serotonin sterilizers. So he was basically
Yeah.
doing chemtrails to an anime convention.
But he also had the Blu-rays.
I think that's
Like
what
it
he was trying
was,
to stop.
oh, he was
Um,
trying to stop the Blu-rays.
yes, they were giving off too
Oh,
much. Too much.
oh, I see. Of course, but of course, he's just using the nanobot swarms from Prey to have these screens flying around made of nanobots. They're just buzzing out the clips. Oh man. But I did like the guy accidentally mistaking a highly volatile unreleased pilot, um, thinking it's just a break room film. That was pretty funny. Um,
Yes.
but it just felt like it was trying so hard to hit all the plot points. Like
Yeah.
it couldn't get anywhere meaningful. I can't believe this. I really am doing this. I think I gotta give it like a 3 or a 4 out of 10 stars and a two
Mm,
out of five potatoes. It's just wow. It's lovingly bad. That's why
yes.
it's not just like 1 or 2 stars. It's like, oh, you sweet summer child, you tried. Like
Yeah. I I I think that the 500 word version really suffers from the abbreviation. Maybe we'll try a part two where I redo the prompt and just like do the wording slightly differently just to see if we get something completely different.
Yeah,
Because I think the 700 word version was more coherent, but I'm gonna have to agree with you. It's pretty low. I guess I would give it like a I give it like a 2 on the potato score, and
yeah,
maybe like, gosh, man, maybe a 3 or 4. I want to kind of give it.
yeah. I know.
eh,
It's tough. I just
I'm
it's
gonna say
hard because I
4
think
just because of the break room thing. Uh,
the breakthrough.
yeah, that it's like there's a secure vault, and that is somehow not enough for this guy to realize what he's grabbing. Like,
Yeah,
that
that's pretty
seems
funny.
that seems very Thursday Next,
Yeah,
Jasper
it
Ford.
seems like it seems like something that would totally happen in this absurd universe. Like it's pretty. It's that yeah. But I think you're right. It's a solid 4 out of 10. Like
Yeah,
it's a dump, but it did have some bright moments. I think going forward, you might just. I think our 700 word and then getting it to shorten to 500 is just breaking now. I
yeah,
think you're just gonna have to stick to 500 words as the initial prompt. It's just it's getting cooked, my friend.
yeah. Well, I agree. I think that the I will do the dramatic reading in the 700, because there was a moment in there, I can't remember what it was, that actually kind of broke me a little bit. This one, not really. So
Yeah,
I think that's another reason why it's only a 4. Um, a 4 and a 2, like, we're barely getting by the potato famine on this one.
yeah, I know. Yeah, that's exactly it. I'm barely entertained. I mean, as far as what we thought this podcast was going to be, 5 out of 5 for expectations. Like, this is what we thought every episode was going to be like.
Mhm.
Just weird, hallucinated bizarreness. Oh, man. That's funny. Well, there you go. We did it. We're recording episodes again, Jeff. Feels
Yeah,
good.
it does. I will say one last thing. The inspiration of this actually came out of a gosh, I can't remember when I started typing it up, but I had this idea where there was a future civilization, kind of like um, a certain sci-fi book that a certain person might be authoring, maybe not, where they can, you know, create stars and destroy things at will. But it's become so far advanced that the emotional radiation from anime from hundreds of years ago is pushing through, and so what they have to do is they have to descend into the anime episodes, and bring the dialogue down, and the overacting into reality. um they've got
It
like
does. It does sound like a certain series of books that someone might write one day. That definitely, yeah. There's something to that right there. Uh, that's really funny. It comes through the portal with Rasputin, doesn't it?
yes,
It just kind of
yes.
bleeds through. Yeah, yeah. Oh, I'm game. It's. If I could ever frickin' figure out how to make the first book work, but that's pretty funny.
It's like
I'm a fan.
he hits a dial, and girls just start spawning out of nowhere, and he's like, oh no, we need less entropy.
That's hilarious. Someone turns into his assistant turns into a furry right next to him.
Yes.
My gosh, I love it. Well, on that note, oh, good episode. We'll
Good.
we'll 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 be pumping these out again.
Yes. Agreed. All right. Signing off.
Alrighty. See you next week.